What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Thank you for watching. Today I'm going over Phrygian meets the blues scale. Who will come out on top? I don't know, because we're going to use them both together, and I'm going to show you how to combine these two scales to write the common metal sound of Phrygian and blues together. It is used in a lot of songs, and I want to explain to you what it is so you can pick up on it when you hear it, and you can also write it yourself. Used in a lot of music, and let's just get right to it. It's not a hard thing to understand, but it does need to be explained clearly and efficiently and effectively so that you can play metal with Phrygian and the blues. And then maybe pop in a whack or two there on the bar erroneous. The old bar here, see? I'm hooked on the bar. If you guys haven't figured that out, it's just going to kind of work its way into a lot of my videos. I just like the bar. Let's get right to Phrygian and the blues scale. So basically what we're going to use today, because I'm in standard C sharp across the board. I'm not in the drop tuning, so I'm going to be playing things rooted off the E string, just tuned to C sharp. So I'm going to be using the E Phrygian scale from the key of A minor and the E blues scale from the key of E minor. Let's just recap real quickly. E Phrygian is the third mode of C major, A minor, which starts from, if you're looking at the major scale of C, you always look at the modes from the major side of the key. Phrygian is 3. 3 in the major key of C. So even though you're in A minor, it would be the fifth mode in A minor. It's the third mode in C major. It is E Phrygian, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. No sharps and flats. We get to the E blues scale. That's basically the E minor scale, the E minor pentatonic scale, with an added note, the flatted 5. So we go to the fifth letter of the scale, which is B, e.g. B. If you know your E minor chord, B is the 5 note. So then also it would be the 5 in the blues scale. And then we add a flatted version of this 5, which is B flat. And we now get a 6-note scale, E, G, A, B flat, B, D. When we write metal, we turn these notes into chords. We can use them as notes, as we do, but there's also the option of using them as a chord, not just a note. So we turn the scale into its own key, so to speak, because we're going to use all the notes from that scale. Even though it's not a complete scale, scales are keys, you can kind of sort of think of this as its own little key, because it's 5 notes in its own little world. And you're going to stay to or in this case 6. So you're going to stay to these 6 notes to retain the sound of the blues vibe. But because you're going to be using it in a metal fashion, it'll take on a heavier tonality. And we're going to use it mixed with E Phrygian. And I'm going to show you why it works so well. So let's begin with the first thing of E Phrygian. E, F, G, A, you get a B note, a C chord, D, and the E. Leave a comment below if you know why we don't play the B power chord and why we're only using the B note. Curious to know who knows that. Now, E Phrygian is that key of C major beginning from E. When you begin from E and you use E as the temporary root of this key, you get a very dark tonality. So you're like pretending that E is the root of the key and you're pulling your riff to the E note. Or you're just using a lot of E. Even if you're using it a lot, or maybe you're not using it a lot, but you're resolving to the E, that is still going to give you that sound. So there are a few different ways to get this Phrygian sound. In the case where I'm going to be showing you the example, I'm going to be pulling off of the E a lot, and then also resolving to the E. So I get a very strong Phrygian sound. Now, we're going to add in the E blues scale. E, G, A, B flat, B, D. We're adding that flatted 5 gives us the 6 notes. E, G, A, B flat, B, D. Let's take a little look real quickly at where some of this chromaticism sits in the scale. A, B flat, B. Then your D. And your G on the other side. So you get 3 notes in a row here. And then your E on the 7, D on 5. Completes the sound, so it's very easy to get a nice little sound going. Now, I'm a fan of improvising, so along the way, what I've also done, and when I play this blues scale, sometimes, not all the time, we got the E here. Well, then here's the E flat. Here's your D. When you're in A minor, the 5 is E, and then you add a flatted 5, E flat. You got the A blues scale: A, C, D, E flat, E, G. And so when you are in A minor, here's where your flatted 5 would be: D, E flat, E, G, A. So sometimes what I'll do, just because I'm writing it that way, is I'll use both of these flatted 5s in a row. Because why not, right? It just sounds wicked anyway. So now you're mixing the notes and the chords, whether they be notes or chords from E Phrygian or notes or chords from the E blues scale. You've got notes and chords to mix together from 2 different scales. There's a plethora of stuff to do. Some simple things, taking from this little influence, this riff I wrote a long time ago. It's very similar to Reinventing the Steel. Uses the blues scale. So we have chords and notes from the E blues scale. Now I combine that with an E Phrygian riff that's E and F. We can make it up any way we really want to. But now what happens is I'm adding in the B chord because I'm adding in the key of E minor, the blues scale. So E, G, A, B flat, B. Here's my. So now I can add in that Phrygian vibe. Then drop in the B flat from the blues scale anytime I want to mix in a B flat with either the E Phrygian sound, because the B flat chord contains the 5 of F, which is in the E Phrygian scale. So the B flat coming from the E blues scale and the 5 of it coming from the E Phrygian scale pretty much makes this a hybrid chord. It's in both keys. That means if you use B flat from the E blues scale with the F from E Phrygian, you're safe. You're good to go. It is going to rip. All the diminished scale from both keys will work. And you have a plethora of things you can be doing, whether it be notes or chords. You can just mix and match all day long. Guys, Phrygian and in the blues, whatever key you're in, they work really well, but when you're pedaling off the E note, well then E Phrygian and the E blues just seems to naturally come to mind. I hope this makes understanding Phrygian and blues and how to blend them together a lot easier. So many bands are doing it. Now you know the secret to some of the great songs you're hearing. I hope this helps you guys improve your playing. Check me out in the next video. If you don't want to like and subscribe, you don't gotta. See you later.